good friend of mine runs a fishing buddy group in Chicago, and they do a lot of work with the kids. They interface a lot with the schools, and they do a lot of conservation, a lot of cleanup. They take the kids out fishing, and in addition to the fishing, they talk about the stewardship. That's one of my favorite fish right there, the crappie. I don't know how many of you guys have had a crappie. That's a good eater there. Well, you know about that crappie. And you know, one thing about that fishing that I really like about the fishing is that, you know, when you take a kid out, you know, when you're sitting there, you can really get in their heads. You know what I mean? You can really connect with the kids. Fishing is more than just catching the fish. Catching the fish, it's that bond that's created. You know, and so I encourage people, you know, take a kid out fishing sometimes. It's really it's a lot of reward there. Now this is the 4-H, back to my 4-H again. This is the 4-H in Cook County. And we set up a sports fishing program in southern Cook County. It's still going right now. We've taught thousands of kids from Chicago, from Blue Lake to Harvey, Dixmoor, all those areas fall in this area here. I was fortunate to go down to Alabama for a national training. We taught over 200 folks from the South, from Alabama, Georgia. I did a workshop on diversity. I was down in Columbia, a little small town in Alabama, and I was the only African American there, but it was interesting. I did talk on diversity in Alabama. Take my hat off. No, Martin was smiling at me. And this here is a program that we did in D.C. It was the National Angler Day. And we brought out 200 kids from the Washington, D.C. area, and we gave them fishing poles, and we taught them fishing. And this is the, you can't really see it, but it's right across from the Capitol. It's the Constitution Pool. And so we had it stocked with fish, trout, and everybody caught fish and had a good time. And it was just really a great opportunity. Now, okay, you know the Victory Gardens. We all talk about World War II and the Victory Gardens and how 40% of the food was being produced by gardeners. And just here in the last year, I was reading the National Garden Association says 13 million new gardeners just this year alone. 13 million. That's inspiring. But along with all that inspiration, we got to get education. Because it's good to have people inspired to garden, but if they don't have the basic skills, and they don't know how to go about being stewards as gardens, they can do a lot of damage to the environment. And so this next section we'll talk about that. The Timbuktu Resource Center. And that's a concept that myself and a few folks have been working to develop. And we, about a year and a half ago, we started doing a feasibility study. We started saying, okay, how feasible would it be to set up a resource center in this area? And so we started surveying, and we started going out talking to people. And I was fortunate to be able to teach a class, and I'm still teaching a class through the OLLI program at Cal State Dominguez through their cooperative extension. And the OLLI program is a program that's focused around seniors and retirees, people that have recently retired. And most of you guys know we got a lot of baby boomers. And so we got to figure out a way to capture that energy and that wisdom. And so with this garden class that I'm teaching, I'm able to work with a lot of retirees and encourage them to put back, encourage them to volunteer and to get back in the community and teach gardening. Because a lot of our younger people, that's the way they'll connect, is with the seniors and the younger people. And you put the gold and the silver together, that's a good alloy. And so that's what we're trying to do with this program. In addition to that, I have been able to go out into the community. I have gardens that I've done at Laurel Street Elementary School. I work real closely with the Eco Club over at Compton High. I was also able to get over into Nickerson Gardens and help them with their garden project. And what I'll do, I'll show you some of those pictures as we move through here. But the Timbuktu Resource Center, we hope that to be a reality real soon in this area. And as I said earlier, this area has an agricultural heritage. Now this is right over by the Stanford Avalon Gardens under the power pole. And this lady and her son, I was driving through, and they were out working in the garden. I mean, you know, how many times does the mother and the son get a chance to spend some time? I mean, and so the garden brought them together, and they were sharing, I'm sure, talking about things, and working in the garden. That's a good therapeutic type thing there. These are some pictures here. This lady here is Mrs. Lisa Moore. Lisa Moore is with Waste Management. And she came over to my class and did a real nice talk on vermiculture. I don't know if you folks are familiar with the worms, the worm composting. We did a real nice talk on that, and we got a lot of our students to commit to setting up their own worm bed. We're out on the campus, walking around doing a tour. These are some of the class members here. Now this here, I'm really excited behind because these are some graduate students at Cal State Dominguez, and I was able to bring them over to Laurel Street Elementary School to take soil samples. Because everybody wants to garden, put gardens in, but if you don't take the time to know what your soil condition is, if you don't take the time to know if your soil is fertile, then I mean, what's the point? And so we were able to get these students out to take the samples, and we utilized the labs at Cal State Dominguez. And that was a commitment, is that we had to make those labs at Dominguez more accountable to our community. So it makes no sense to have a top-notch facility here in the community, but then there's no bridge being created. So this was an effort to bridge and to bring the students. And a lot of these students that go to Cal State Dominguez didn't even know that Compton had an airport. Okay? So these are students, these are graduate students. They've been going to Dominguez for 3-4 years, but hadn't ventured into the community. So part of what we were trying to do is create those bridges in the community. Okay, I say here, trees are our friends, and they truly are. I mean, the last 2-3 weeks it was so hot, and I'm sure everybody was looking for a tree to get under. Because, I mean, trees just have that way of calming, cooling things down, to clean the air. And I'm really concerned because so many times they'll plant the trees, but then, you know, everybody's out to take the picture when the trees are planted, but then a week or 2 later, nobody cares about the trees. And so then you put 50 trees out, and maybe 30 of them may live, the other 20 die. So I'm really concerned about aftercare. And I think the community has to be committed and has to put the energy in to say that if it means I have to take a bucket of water and take it over and put it on that tree once a week, I'll do that. Because I know that that tree is going to affect the quality of air in my community. It's going to be a pleasant place. It may provide fruit. It may provide wood. I mean, it's unlimited. Trees are our friends. I can't say it enough. This here is the Compton High Eco Club. Boy, these kids are outstanding. I'm just impressed by these kids. This is a Saturday. Most kids are out doing all kinds of stuff. They were here cleaning up the outdoor classroom right here on the Compton Creek. This is outdoor classroom, and it kind of got overgrown with a lot of weeds and stuff. So we spent that morning. They were cleaning up. And they do a lot of stuff. They get together and go in the community, and they collect cans and bottles for fundraisers. We did an apple tree grafting class. We brought the rare fruit growers out, and we taught the kids how to do apple tree grafting. They also had a green team conference. And what they're planning on doing is Compton High is going to be a green school. So they got together and came up with all kinds of strategies and plans to make their school green. And so it was really a good thing.